On this episode of Team Building Saves the World. When I was doing things live, I could tell, because I focused a lot on those puzzle games, a lot on those escape room type of events. And I could tell you within the first 15 minutes which team was going to win. They were going to be the first ones done, the first ones to get it all correct. And I always said that I could tell because I could tell which one has natural leadership working within their group. Somebody who is keeping everybody motivated, keeping everybody moving, and can see and get rid of the superfluous. Is that the kind of thing you look for, or that you can find?
I think that is one of the things you can see. And I think that's a great example, right? Because you're quickly seeing someone's behavioral skills, right? You're able to see the way that teams interact. And that's one of the great things about games, right? Games can be a single player experience. It could be, you sit in your own little silo and you experience this, and I can tell, the decisions you're making and the results of your decisions and how that impacted your next decision and so forth. Or I can put you in a group like you're talking about and see, the how people are relating to each other, who's bubbling up as a leader of that team, whether there's friction between people, whether people are collaborating or they're competing with each other, and quickly, to your very point, within just a few minutes, you can quickly guess how they're going to perform.
Because I've also seen that competitive side come out. And usually it starts off with, our team's better than your team, we're going to beat you. But that can quickly turn on the team itself. So looking at things like that, what kind of education do you think that the employee will need going forward from there?
Well, I think that let me make sure I understand the question correctly, because when I think about the things that the games can tell, I think they can tell very quickly. One, does this person do these players have the ability to collaborate with each other? Right. Do they have good listening skills? Do they have good observation skills? Are they applying those properly? Right. And I think that your example of Escape the Room is a perfect example for something like that. But there are all sorts of games out there, right? There are other types of puzzlers where you're basically looking at process, or you're looking at identifying categorization, or you're thinking about just basic trivia. And I think that some relate and some don't to exactly what we're talking about here. And I think the wonderful things about games is not only are they fun, and not only do they give you lots of ideas of who the person is, but they give you so much data behind the individual, behind what they know, how they behave. And you can quickly take that data and say, all right, few things. Quickly, I see in this room, 30% of their people don't understand this. Let's stop and talk about it. Okay, that's one thing you could do. You could also say, hey, I see that this person over here or this team over here, they negotiated the heck out of this situation just perfectly. Let's stop and have them tell us about why they did what they did, right? So not only can you celebrate what someone's done, but you can really lift them on a podium and have them really act as your second instructor to the group as to why they did what they did and why.
Hello, team. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of that video. If you'd like to hear more from that podcast, you can follow the link down in the doobly-doo below. Of course, follow us on all of our social media at Team Bond Podcast, and be sure to leave us a comment that I can read aloud on future episodes. And as always, if you liked that video, don't forget to click like and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, just shut up about it. Everything's going to be fine. See you next time, team.